The British government's plans to introduce religious elements to civil ceremonies for same-sex couples has provoked outrage among conservative evangelicals in the UK. The government's review of gay equality rights is considering allowing homosexual couples to include hymn singing and religious readings in their union ceremonies. Parliament recently removed the ban on same-sex unions in churches and other places of worship. But Don Horrocks, head of public affairs for the Evangelical Alliance, says no church should be obliged to perform these ceremonies.
We would insist that no church would ever be required by law or any pressure to do something that they didn't want to do.
The move has also run into opposition from the Church of England, which is refusing to carry out these services. Canon Dr. Chris Sugden.
There's ever-increasing need that churches take the often unpopular stand of teaching clearly from the pulpit and in the life of the church the Christian understanding of marriage.
Sugden is concerned at the government's push to make same-sex civil ceremonies an acceptable practice.
My concern about it is that this becomes, in a sense, the accepted air that people breathe in the culture. This is just how things are.
However, Simon Hill with Christian think tank EKKLESIA welcomes the government's plans.
If a same-sex couple wish to have a partnership, at the moment only a civil ceremony with no religious elements can be accepted in law, which we consider is discriminatory against the many faithful same-sex couples who wish to carry out their partnership in the context of their faith and seek God's blessing.
And there are even some churches who are willing to carry out these ceremonies, including some within the Quaker movement. SHARON Ferguson is a minister at the Metropolitan Community Church, as well as chief executive of the Lesbian and Gay Christian movement.
To be allowed to actually have some religious content to the civil partnership is a wonderful step forward, because certainly, you know, with my members and with my congregation, and certainly for myself, to be able to actually bring God into our commitment to the person that we love is a very important part of what we're doing.
So while a small minority of liberal UK churches welcome the idea of homosexuals being allowed to have religious civil ceremonies, the majority of UK Christians remain deeply concerned at the government plans to introduce these controversial moves. Peter Wooding for CBN News, London, England.